Glowing city lights and incredible national parks, captivating ocean resorts, and otherworldly landscapes. It all makes up an amazing blend of cultures and huge entertainment centers. Every year, up to 80 million travelers come to the USA, making it one of the top 3 most visited countries on the planet. As for the diversity of experiences that you can have by exploring just one country, it simply has no equal. In today's video, we will tell you about the most beautiful places in the USA that are worth visiting at least once in your lifetime. New York is the city where 800 languages are spoken simultaneously and where the economic fate of the whole world is determined. It is the place that every tourist, without exception, dreams of visiting. The Big Apple entices with its freedom. The wailing of sirens, yellow cabs, Manhattan, Times Square, and the Statue of Liberty. When you arrive in New York, you may experience déjà vu, as you have seen these streets, squares, and parks thousands of times in movies and TV shows. Thanks to cinema and pop culture, many of its landmarks are easily recognizable, even for those who have never left their hometown. Manhattan and the Empire State Building, the Statue of Liberty, Broadway, Wall Street, and Fifth Avenue. New York is impressive, astonishing, and intimidating. You can love it or you can hate it, but you definitely can't remain indifferent to this capital of the world. New York is also a city of world-famous museums. The Metropolitan Museum of Art alone is considered the 4th most visited art collection in the world. Equally interesting are the Museum of Modern Art, the American Museum of Natural History, the Solomon R. Guggenheim Museum, and many others. If you grow tired of the hustle and bustle of the metropolis, you can head to one of the numerous parks, the most famous of which is Central Park, occupying over 840 acres on Manhattan Island. However, despite the vast territories, finding solitude here is unlikely. Nevertheless, even this experience has its own charm. Yellowstone is a national park and a biosphere reserve in the northwest of the United States. It is located within the territories of 3 states: Wyoming, the largest part, Idaho, and Montana. The park covers an area of 8,991 square kilometers and lies at the bottom of a massive caldera surrounded by mountains on all sides. The Yellowstone River, which gave this area its name, originates in the mountains. Canyons and waterfalls bordered by yellow cliffs have formed in its upper reaches. The length of the Yellowstone River is 1,114 kilometers, making it the longest free-flowing river in the USA. Today, it is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and there are several reasons for that. Among them are numerous geothermal springs, a dormant volcano, one of the world's largest petrified forests, as well as incredibly picturesque lakes, rivers, caves, and waterfalls. The geysers deserve a special mention. There are about 3,000 of them here, which is approximately 2/3 of all the geysers in the world. Among them are the tallest geysers on the planet, known as Steamboat Geyser, and the highly punctual Old Faithful. The Grand Prismatic Spring, whose edges shimmer with all the colors of the rainbow, also attracts attention. Moreover, Yellowstone is famous for its rich flora and fauna. Here you can see buffaloes, deer, grizzly bears, elk, cougars, and many other animals. If you're alive, you can't be bored in San Francisco. If you're not alive, San Francisco will bring you to life. These words of the American writer William Saroyan best describe this city in California. This amazing city is built on 42 hills, so a regular ride on the local cable car feels like a roller coaster. San Francisco is a hippie city, a Pacific paradise with luxurious beaches, Silicon Valley, Stanford University, Apple Park, parrots on every tree, and innovative cuisine. What makes this city by the bay so special are its residents, eccentrics, dreamers, and wandering poets who don't want to come down to earth from the clouds. The city really seems to be hanging on the hills of Northern California, of which there are over 40. If you decide to rent a car, get ready for the drive to feel like being on a roller coaster. It is here that Lombard Street is located, which is one of the most crooked streets in the world, with a speed limit of 8 kilometers per hour. San Francisco is also a port city with the world-famous Golden Gate Bridge, endless beaches, numerous piers, and fur seal colonies. It is definitely worth taking a ride on a vintage cable car here, as well as climbing one of the skyscrapers and visiting the local Chinatown, the largest Chinese neighborhood in North America. Located nearby are Stanford University and Silicon Valley, which is home to the headquarters of Apple, Google, Intel, and many other technological giants. Miami is the most famous resort, where millions of tourists from all over the world come to vacation. White sandy beaches, a mild climate, friendly locals, and plenty of entertainment await you in this paradise. Life has a special rhythm here, and it is drastically different from the typical American pace. Nobody's ever in a rush. Everyone takes their time to enjoy brunch, sculpt their abs to perfection at South Beach, and dance the night away to Latin American rhythms. It's a city you want to return to again and again. It is known for having the highest concentration of cruise liners on the planet. So if you ever plan to embark on a round-the-world journey of seas and oceans, chances are it will start in Miami. The majority of the city's population is Latino, so it's not surprising to hear an abundance of Spanish spoken on the streets, feel the fiery rhythm, and get intoxicated by the aromas of Caribbean cuisine. However, Miami isn't just about beaches. If you're tired of lazing around, you can take a stroll along Lincoln Road and Ocean Drive, find the Venetian Pool and Vizcaya Villa, and pay a visit to the local museums, the Tropical Garden, or the Jungle Island. Nature lovers can explore the nearby Everglades National Park, a biosphere reserve with swamps, jungles, and mangrove thickets where you can encounter Caribbean flamingos, alligators, and even pumas. Las Vegas is a city that needs no introduction. It's the center of gambling and entertainment not only in America, but in the entire world. Tourists from all countries come here to either gamble away their money or, if they're lucky, win large amounts instead. Located in the center of the desert, this place is brimming with energy. Las Vegas, like a massive amusement park for adults, can fulfill any of your whims, from the desire to launch the famous Bellagio fountains to the opportunity to play around in a massive sandbox with a real bulldozer. No wonder there's a saying, no matter where you go, you'll still end up in Las Vegas. The majority of attractions are concentrated on the main street, the Strip, where 11 out of the world's 20 largest hotels are located. It is perhaps the only place on the planet where you can simultaneously find the Eiffel Tower, Egyptian Pyramid, Brooklyn Bridge, and the canals of Venice. Well, replicas of them, but still. Fremont Street and the Chapel of the Flowers are also worthy of your attention. Young couples from all over the world come here to tie the knot. There are also several impressive museums, including an exhibition of artifacts retrieved from the Titanic. For those who are tired of temptations and neon lights, exploring the surrounding areas is a good idea, as there are plenty of interesting places nearby. Among them are the giant Hoover Dam, the Retro Canyon with cosmic red rocks, and North America's driest place, Death Valley. Proud Washington, or the District of Columbia, got its name from the legendary Christopher Columbus. This marvelous city attracts tourists from all over the world with its spirit of freedom and equality, and its status as the country's political center was destined long before its appearance. The capital of the USA has a rich history full of events. It is here that many fateful decisions were made, which didn't only influence the lives of Americans, but the entire world. To perpetuate these events, monuments and memorials worthy of travelers' attention have been erected in Washington. However, its historic and political heritage aren't the only impressive things about the American capital. Washington is an incredible city full of attractions that can definitely impress you. There are no skyscrapers here, as it is prohibited to build buildings higher than the Capitol. And although government buildings such as the White House and the Pentagon still form its core, the city can become a real discovery for curious travelers. Most of the attractions, including the Washington Monument and the Jefferson and Lincoln Memorials, are concentrated in the landscape park known as the National Mall. In addition to that, Georgetown's colonial architecture, the cathedral, and numerous museums are of interest. Moreover, many of them can be visited completely free of charge. Among the most interesting ones are the National Museum of Natural History, the National Gallery, and the incredible National Air and Space Museum. Monument Valley is an incredible place with otherworldly landscapes and one of the highlights of the USA. It definitely deserves the title of National Park, but it hasn't been able to officially obtain it. The valley is the center of the unique Navajo culture and a popular location for Hollywood movies and commercials. The main reference points for visiting Monument Valley are the states of Arizona and Utah. The famous park is located on the border of these American states within the Colorado Plateau mountainous region. You can only access the valley through one highway, so it's impossible to miss this attraction. The valley is a plain with red sandstone cliffs towering over it. The largest of them reach about 300 meters in height. These formations gained worldwide recognition thanks to the westerns of the legendary director John Ford. Houston is the largest city in the American state of Texas. It became famous all over the world after the release of the Apollo 13 movie, starring Tom Hanks. The famous phrase, "Houston, we have a problem," became the best-known quote of the Oscar-winning movie. By modern standards, Houston is a relatively young city, but in its short history, it has become a center of aerospace, energy, gas, and oil industries in the country, all thanks to the energetic spirit of the descendants of Texas cowboys. The city doesn't lag behind in the fields of culture and tourism. It ranks second in the USA in terms of the number of theaters. It's famous for its magnificent parks. There are 337 of them in the city, and excellent museums. There is even an entire district dedicated to them. Among the most popular museums in the city are the Museum of Fine Arts, the Metal Collection, and the Museum of Natural Science. It's also easy to reach the Gulf of Mexico coastline from here. It's just an hour's drive away. Philadelphia is an ancient city in the eastern United States, located between the Delaware and the Schuylkill rivers. It is in this city that the history that influenced the country's development was made. Creative people from all over the world gathered here, bringing their culture, which turned Philadelphia into an incredible mix of history and art of different nationalities, reflected even in the city's appearance, where glass skyscrapers stand next to colonial brick buildings. It was in this very Independence Hall that the Declaration of Independence was adopted and the U.S. Constitution was signed. Today, this historic building is easily recognized by travelers from all over the world, as it is depicted on the $100 bill. Philadelphia was even the capital of the United States for some time. It was here that the country's first bank and stock exchange were established. Among other attractions, Philadelphia stands out with Alfreth's Alley, the oldest residential street in America, the country's first zoo and botanical garden, the Masonic Temple, and of course, the City Hall, which was considered the tallest building in the world until 1908. Also of interest are one of the richest museums of art in the USA the Independence Seaport Museum, the Museum of Archaeology and Anthropology at the University of Pennsylvania, and the local Mutter Museum. The Big Easy is the birthplace of jazz, alligators, and voodoo cults. Among the uniform cities of America, with towering skyscrapers and monotonous one-story suburbs, jazz-filled, carnival-like New Orleans stands out brightly. It is the largest city in the state of Louisiana and one of the largest port cities in the USA, located on both banks of the Mississippi River. New Orleans feels like one big noisy bar that brought together street jazz musicians, tropical forests, and French provincial charm all in one place. Every year it attracts crowds of tourists with the vibrant melody of its grand carnivals. This city surprises and creates an atmosphere of true celebration. Here, jazz blends organically with modern rock, colorful festivals mix with the cult of death, and typical European streets coexist with authentic America. They still practice voodoo rituals here, as well as believe in ghosts. Drink a lot and offer numerous tours to cemeteries. Additionally, New Orleans takes pride in its French Quarter, Creole cuisine, major jazz festivals, and the annual celebration of Mardi Gras. Americans consider New Orleans to be one of the best places for spring break and wild weekends, and it consistently appears in the rankings of the most interesting cities in the USA. Orlando is the world capital of entertainment, a city of theme parks, and one of the sunniest resorts on the planet. Located on the picturesque Florida peninsula, the city is renowned for its magnificent clean lakes, lush vegetation in parks and gardens, and warm climate throughout the year. Orlando gained worldwide fame thanks to the largest theme park in the world, Walt Disney World. Its attractions and shows delight children and adults alike. The city of entertainment has prepared numerous incredible surprises, amazing places, and unforgettable experiences for its guests, while the number of its visitors increases with each passing year. There is something for everyone in Orlando, from riding roller coasters to playing golf with real pirates. However, even those who are tired of an active vacation can find something impressive in the city. There are numerous interesting museums, pedestrian streets with restaurants and bars, as well as quiet parks and botanical gardens. Lakes are often called the pearls of the earth. There are hundreds of thousands of them on our planet, completely different, large and small, tropical and polar. Each one of them is unique in its own way. Each of them holds a mystery, even if it's a small one. Among this great diversity, there is a cluster of lakes known to the entire world, which are a true decoration for the entire continent. These are the Great Lakes. This system of lakes is located on the border between the USA and Canada. Even an attempt to describe them essentially turns into a list of records. Most reference books inform that the system consists of the Great Five: Lakes Superior, Huron, Michigan, Erie, and Ontario. Sometimes Lake St. Clair is added to them, although it is significantly smaller in size. There are numerous national parks and protected areas along the shore of these lakes. Here you can go yachting or kayaking, visit islands, go fishing and scuba diving to explore sunken ships, go hiking, or explore the surrounding beauty on a bike. Beautiful views and wonderful memories are guaranteed at any time of the year. Yosemite National Park is one of the most beautiful reserves in the USA, located in the Sierra Nevada mountains in California. The park has been protected by UNESCO since 1984. Yosemite Park covers an area of 3,026 square kilometers. This vast territory features impressive granite cliffs, picturesque valleys and meadows, clear lakes and rivers, waterfalls, ancient giant sequoias, as well as a great variety of animals and birds. Most tourists come here to see and perhaps conquer the granite monolith El Capitan, which rises almost 900 meters above the valley. In February, due to a special reflection of light off the Horsetail Fall, you can witness a rare optical illusion known as the Firefall. Yosemite Falls, cascading its waters from a height of 740 meters, also captivates the tourists' hearts. That's all for today, friends. Like the video, subscribe to our channel, and see you soon.